Hello guys, my name is Evans and welcome to this video tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be working on the May-June 2016 Paper 3-1 exam. In this video in particular, I'll be just doing a section on web authoring, and then in the next video, we'll do a section on data analysis. Okay, so let's get started with work. I have already downloaded the files that I need for this paper in this, and I've placed them on my desktop, as you can see. I'll put up this folder here, not folder, this zip file. I'll put it up on just below this video so that you guys can download this zip file. It contains the papers, the question paper, the mark scheme, as well as the source files that you need for this paper. Okay, so if you guys do not have access to this, then you can get this just below this video on the link that I'll provide there. Okay, so let's get started with our work for today. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna be using Microsoft Edge, which is not so good. Not that I'm campaigning it, but I'm not so much used to using Microsoft Edge. But nevertheless, let's just see what we can do. Okay, so the scenario is that task 1 evidence document. Open the file. Let me just zoom in. I hope this is zooming in. Okay, so open the file 1631 evidence.rtf, and then make sure that your name, center number, and candidate number will appear on every page of your evidence document by placing these details in the header. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do that. Okay, so evidence, we open it. Right, and we are going to place in the header, we are going to place a blank 3-column in the header. So we place our details. So let's check once more the details that we're supposed to place there. So we need to put the name, the center number, as well as the candidate number. Okay, so name Chikasa Evans, center number ZM556, and candidate number 0001. Okay, cool. Right, so save this document as a word processed document in your work area as 1631 evidence followed by your candidate number. For example, 1631 evidence 999. Okay, so let's go ahead and save it. So save as in the current folder. We'll save it as 16 evidence. Okay, 1631 evidence 0001. We have not been told to change the format of this document. Just verify, because sometimes you are told to save it in the format of the software package that you are using. So in this case, we've not been told to change the format, so it wouldn't hurt to just leave it as it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and save. Go back to the question paper. You will need your evidence document during the examinations to enter answers to questions and to place your screenshots in when required. Okay, task 2, web page. You're going to help some trainees develop web pages for the Manta Conservation Project. The first web page will be part of a website used to raise awareness of and get donations for conservation projects around the world. Okay, step 1, create a new folder called 1631 underscore HTM. So right in this folder where we have our source files, I'm going to create a new folder, and the name of this folder is going to be 1631 underscore HTM. So I'm just gonna copy this rather and just paste it as the name for this folder. Okay, just to avoid, pardon me, there was some space at the end when I pasted that, so that space is not supposed to be there. Okay, now go back to the question paper, locate these files and place them in your 1631 underscore HTM folder. So the files are 1631 flags, then image 1 to image 7, and then the logo, and Maldives. I don't know if it's Maldives or Maldives. These names, Maldives, Maldives, whichever. Manta, 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 and Stylesheet. Okay, so let's find out if these are there. So you can do that if you want. We'll get flag, image 1 to image 7 right there, then logo, the Maldives, Manta, 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 and bottom here you can see we have Stylesheet. So drag these and drop them in your folder. Okay, so you can verify this that you have all the images. I mean the files that you need to put in this folder. I'm not going to do that because I feel I've put all the files in there. So right, so this is done. Okay, step 3, trainee. A trainee has started to create a style sheet, or a single style sheet to be used with it with the website. The style sheet was not finished and contains a number of errors. Okay, so open the style sheet 1631 stylesheet.css in a suitable software package. So the web page and style sheet must work in any browser, and all color codes are in hexadecimal. Make sure that your style sheet contains no HTML. Then the specifications for these style sheets are, and these are the specifications for the style sheet, the way they're supposed to be. Okay, we need a table, and we need the grid lines to be all solid, and internal grid lines must be 1 pixels thick, and external grid lines must be 2 pixels thick. We should have all borders collapsed, and then the headers, we should not have any table header. Okay, so they are not table headers. Okay, and then we should also have these other attributes that are listed there. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go through them because we'll go through them as we create the style sheet. Okay, so let's go back to and open the style sheet in question. I'm going to open it with front page, maybe. I hope front page is there. Okay, so let's open it with front page. Now guys, you will pardon me, I just did a reinstall of my Windows 10 on this computer, so most applications, they are loading here for the very first time, so they may take a while to open. That's why I don't even have Adobe Acrobat, because that's the one I usually use for my PDF files, and I had to resort to using Microsoft Edge. Okay, so nevertheless, the style sheet has opened. Let me just try to zoom in if I can. Can I zoom in? I was trying to zoom in, but it doesn't seem to allow me to do that. Now, this is too small, the text. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me just perhaps pause this video and just try to zoom in so that we have some maybe text which is larger size. Let me try maybe to increase the font, if at all that can allow. It can't allow me to do that. Nevertheless, guys, I hope you guys can see what is written here, because the font is just too small. Let me just pause this video, guys. I don't like it when the font is too small, and you guys will have to. Right, guys, sorry about that. I had to find a way of increasing the font so that you guys can see the style sheet in full. So I had to change some settings for front page. Now, so this is the style sheet that we have been told, and we know that the style sheet, according to this, contains a number of errors. Okay, so we need to identify the errors. So before we even start to write anything, let's go through this style sheet and see if we can identify some errors. Okay, so we have the first style, I mean the style attribute as style name as table, and then we have some of these. We have th, we have tda, and then we have border width, and then we have equal sign, and then 4 pixels. Okay, so you need to know some of these activities that are or rather these properties of this style that are wrong. Okay, so how are you going to know that? You need to know the syntax for writing style sheets. For example, I'll just give you a brief thing. I know we'll come back to this. For example, here you do not have equal signs in style sheets here. For example, border width equal to 4 pixels. No, you need to have a full colon here. So this is one of the things. Also, for example, you cannot have 4 pixels like that in a style sheet. Okay, you need to have 4px. Okay, so these among others that I will show you later on when we come to this section, they are wrong. Okay, so we need to set the style sheet to suit this property, that the properties that we have here. Okay, so we are told that the style is not complete and it contains a number of errors. Our job is to rectify this style sheet, okay, so that it contains these properties that we have here. Okay, so you can delete this completely, or you can modify it if you want. But what I'm gonna do is just to delete it completely, so that I start my own style. I know the way that style was. It was table, then table header, then table column, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's go table. Okay, now we need to set the property for the table. Okay, now the other thing that I love to do, instead of just typing out this, listen, we are using an IDE. If this was strictly Notepad, I would have just gone ahead to type, for example, type this completely. Okay, like go table, border style, then full colony space solid. Okay, meaning you're just going to code this, and it is going to take a while if you're going to type all this code here. Now in class you guys are taught how to type CSS code, and I assume at this point you have some idea, if not you know everything about coding CSS style in Notepad. But if you're using an IDE such as Dreamweaver, Front Page, Microsoft Expression, and so on and so forth, Composer, then you might find that this actually can be done using the wizard for creating styles. Okay, so if you go under Format and go to Style, and then you make sure that you have HTML tags set here, and select the tag table and click on Modify. And so we now want to set the property for the table. So we start with let's see the property. We start with the grid lines must be solid, and internal grid lines also must be 1 pixels, and external grid line must be 2 pixels. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we want, first of all, let's go to border, select box, and then the style must be solid. Okay, and the width, this is for the external grid line. Okay, so as you can see, the border in question is this one that is outside here, and so we want the external grid line to be 2, so set it to 2. Okay, so you can see it's become thicker. So the bigger or the wider the width of the external grid line, the thicker the border outside is going to be here. So in this case, we just have it set as 2. We have not been told anything about the color before we leave this page. Okay, we don't have anything to do with the color, but we don't also have anything to do with padding. Okay, so the paddings, delete them. You don't have anything to do with padding, and please don't set them to 0, because we don't have padding, cell padding set to 0. Okay, so you have that. So click on OK, and you will see that border style is solid and border width is 2 pixel. So if you come back here, you will see that border style is solid, and so this one, grid line should be solid, and then external grid line, we've set it to 2. Okay, so we need to set now for the internal grid line. Okay, so let's come back here. There's no other property that we need to set for the table here. if you come back here, we've set for the border to be solid, okay, and we've set for the external grid line. The internal grid line is set using the TD tag, okay, and remember the header tag is not there, the th. In the original style sheet, we had the th there, and that is a mistake because in this style sheet we don't have th, so it should be removed from the original style sheet, okay. And then we should also set all borders to be collapsed, okay. Now let's go ahead and say okay, and say okay. So we have this style sheet ready. The next style that we need to work on is the TD, okay. Let me see if we've skipped something. Okay, we've not skipped anything. We need to set the property of the border to all collapsed, okay. So let's set right in the table, let's set the border collapse property. Now this one usually I just type it out here because there is no facility in front page that I was checking for it to be set using the GUI, but it can easily be typed out. So border collapsed equals collapse, okay. So now the other thing, guys, that you need to set is that between this one and this one there should be some semicolon like that to separate one attribute from another. So this is what you notice about CSS styles, that one attribute set like that is separated from another attribute which is set like that by a semicolon, okay. And then the attribute name and the attribute values are separated by a full colon, and then all the attributes that you will set with their values, they are enclosed in these brackets, okay. So that is done. Next thing that we need to set is a property for the internal grid line, okay, and it should also be solid, okay, solid as well as 1 pixel thick, okay. So let's go ahead and put that here. So go to format, style, and HTML tag. The tag in question we want is TD. Modify it and go to border, set it as box solid, and set it to 1 pixel. Remove the cell padding because we don't need it, okay. So we have border, okay, solid, and then border width 1 pixel, and that should be it. So I'm just going to push this down here so that it looks somewhat properly arranged. Right, so we're done with the table attribute. We now need to set the property for header. So let's go ahead, format, style, and HTML tag, header 1, modify. And so let's go ahead and look at the property. We have the color, red component 33, green component 0, and blue component 66. Now guys, may I pause here to just highlight that the order in which these are arranged matters, okay. So in some sections, in some time, you find that these may be swapped, okay. You might find that blue is the first one, maybe followed by red and then green, okay. You should also make sure that the order in which these are arranged for you are in the order RGB, okay. That shows you red, green, and blue, okay. So that is very important, guys, for you to really know. So I'm just going to cancel this, okay. So let's go ahead and set the property for this one, font, and then the color, more colors, just click anywhere here, and then we can go ahead and set the property that we want. So let's see what so red is 33, so red is already 33. 33. Now you start saying 33, you want to swallow saliva at the same time you want to say 33, and then it comes out 33. All right, so let's go ahead. So red component is 33, and green component is 0, and blue is 66. Okay, so green is 0, and blue rather is 66. Okay, so that's the color that you should have. So confirm it: red 33, and green 0, and blue 66, and say okay. So that's the color that you're going to have, a purplish color. And let's go ahead and set another property. We're told that the font is supposed to be Helvetica. No, I don't know if it's no or no. Okay, but if not available, then use Calibri. Or if these fonts are not available, then use the browser's default sans serif font. Okay, so let's go ahead, and then they're supposed to be okay. So Helvetica. If this one, let's see, Helvetica, no. Okay, if this one is not available, then you have to use Calibri. Okay, you have to use Calibri. Let me just put some space there. If this is not available, then use default sans serif font. Okay, so this is how you do this, guys. You specify the first font which is required, which is Helvetica New. If it is not available, put comma. Rather Calibri, if it is not available, put comma, and then just put sans serif, which means the program will just pick up any sans serif font which is set as the default font on the computer that is being used. Okay, so let's go ahead and check other properties. We need to make sure that it is 36 points high, and then it is aligned center. Okay, so 36 points, and then it should be aligned center. So 36, there's no other emphasis, and then alignment should be put to be center. Okay, so right here you can see the properties even before you click on OK. The color is set to 330066, font family is Calibri, and then font size is 36, and then text align center. Now I don't know why it's showing Calibri here. Let's just click on OK, rather on the font, to see that that is supposed to be the case. Supposed to be Helvetica, new, and then comma Calibri, and then comma sans serif. Okay, and then the rest of the stuff remains the same. So you should have Helvetica new, Calibri, sans serif, 36, and text align center. So that should be fine. So just push this down. Okay, so H1 is set. We need now to set the font for the next style or the next tag, which is H2. Now H2 is supposed to be blue 99, red 33, and green 0. Now this is what I was talking about here, that sometimes you can have these values interchanged, but your working around them is supposed to be RGB, which is red, green, and blue, and not the way this is. Okay, so let's go ahead and set the property. I don't know why it keeps on coming back here. Nevertheless, let's just go on format and style, and we go to H2, modify, format and font, and automatic color, and let's go ahead and put the colors that we have there. So the first component here is supposed to be red. Okay, so let's see, the red component is 33, so put 33, and the blue, the green component rather, the green component is supposed to be 0. So green component is supposed to be 0, and the blue component is supposed to be 99. Blue component is supposed to be 99. Okay, so it is RGB. Okay, 99. Okay, and there you go. You have a color that's similar um, to purple as well. Okay, so other properties, we need to set the font to Arial, and we need to set a font to 18 points high, and also alignment should be right. So let's go ahead here. Format, paragraph, alignment should be right. Okay, and we need to set, okay, we need to set the font size to 18 point. Okay, okay, so let's see, text align right, font size 18. Let's see if we have any other property remaining. Okay, so where are we here? And we need to set it to Arial. Okay, so I don't know why I keep on setting it one by one. Arial. Okay, yeah, that looks good now. Arial, font size 18. Now the order doesn't really matter. Okay, as long as the attributes are enclosed or are displayed, that is still fine. So let's go ahead and save this. Okay, just put there. So take it at the end there. This is the alignment I was talking about. The style sheet should look presentable. Okay, so we've taken so much time on the style sheet. I don't know if I should pause the video and just do the style sheet and come back after the style sheets are done. No, let me just go through. It doesn't matter if the video takes long. You can skip this section if you are comfortable. Okay, so for the sake of those that may not know how to create these style sheets, let me just go ahead, no matter how long this video will take. So the next tag that we need to work on is the paragraph tag, and we need to set its color to red component 0, green component 0, and blue component to 08. Okay, so let's go ahead and set the paragraph style to that. So format, style, and then select HTML tag and look for paragraph tag. It's here. Modify it. Let's go ahead and set the hexadecimal value for the color. Okay, so we have red component 0, blue component is supposed to be 0 as well, rather green component is supposed to be 0, and the blue is supposed to be 08. Now let's verify this. So it's supposed to be 00 08. Okay, and then the font is supposed to be the browser's default sans serif font, and then it's supposed to be 14 points high, and it's supposed to be left aligned. Okay, so just say okay, and 14 points high, and it's supposed to be the browser's default sans serif. So just type sans serif, okay, without anything. So just type sans serif, and then okay. The next thing we're supposed to do is the alignment. So go to paragraph and alignment, make it left. So just verify the alignment is left, 14 points. The browser sans serif default as default font, and then the red component 0, green component 0, and blue component 08. And just go ahead and say okay. Okay, so that's what you have. And lastly, let's go ahead and create one more tag, which is the body, and the background color is supposed to be red component 99, green component CC, and blue component FF. So this one we just set in. So let's go to HTML tag, look for body, should be up somewhere there, bodies here, and modify, and then let's go ahead and set the color here. So we have the red component supposed to be 99, the green component CC. So 99, the green component is supposed to be CC, and the red component, rather the blue component, is supposed to be FF. So that should be perfectly fine. Okay, so just say okay and okay. So these are the only properties that we need to change for the body tag. Just go ahead and verify this. This is the only thing that we need to change for the body tag, which is just the background color that we need to change. So we need to correct and complete this style sheet using the information above. This that we've just been doing that, and save this style sheet in your whatever folder, and use the name, this one. Let me just copy it, followed by your candidate number. For example, if your candidate number is 999, then you call this the file 1631st9999.css. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this. So save as. Please don't click on save, just click on save as. Otherwise, if you just go ahead and click on save, you replace the original file that is there, and you have no more files to refer to. So I'm gonna just paste this, paste style, and then just put my candidate number at the end. So just verify that. Okay, and then this is a CSS file, so just put CSS at the end. Okay, so click there. So that should be fine. You'll see the name has been saved there, and that is perfectly fine. So done with the style sheet. Now we need to place in the evidence document a screenshot showing the content of our style sheet, and place this in our evidence document. I said that already. Okay, make sure that the file name is clearly visible. Okay, so we're going to get a screenshot of this. Now guys, if you're wondering what software I'm using, this is Lightshot again. Not that I'm marketing Lightshot, of course I am. Okay, so it's a very powerful software for you to do your screenshots and all. So because I'm just going to get a section of the screenshot that I want, so I'm just going to place this screenshot right here. Okay, so that is perfectly fine. Okay, the next thing that we're supposed to do is step number 4. Analyze the style sheet started by the trainee and evaluate its contents. This is why you didn't have to replace that style sheet. Okay, so we did a brief analyzing of that style sheet. We knew that the guy actually used equal sign when he was not supposed to use equal sign. He used double header when he was not supposed to use double header. He used 4 pixels when it was supposed just to indicate as 4px. Okay, so let's go ahead and do analysis of that style. Now remember, we have analyzed the style sheet started by the trainee and evaluate its content, and we have about 4 marks allocated there. So in other words, you need to raise 4 valid points as to why that style sheet is incorrect. Okay, so this is very important, guys. This is very important. Let's go ahead and just let's open the style sheet. For a change, I'll open this style sheet in Notepad. Okay, so that we see it. And let me just zoom in. Let's get it 20. Yeah. Okay, so let's do a thorough analysis of this style sheet. The guy used the style sheets properly. In other words, the tags were used properly. You notice that table, th, and td are valid tags. Okay, and also the guy also used the brackets or the brackets. They are very correct. Okay, so I just wanted to point out, when you do an analysis, it can either go both negative or positive. It's more like an evaluation. Okay, looking both at the advantages and the disadvantages, both at the benefits and the limitations. Okay, so when you're doing analysis, guys, you need to be very careful on this one, not just to be inclined on the good side or inclined on the bad side, but you need to balance up. You need to spot out things that are good, and you need to spot out things that are bad. Okay, right. So I've said that the style names and the brackets that have been used here, these are properly used. Okay, So let's go to our evidence document and properly maybe type this here. So we need to type evidence. Now remember, this is supposed to be typed as a sentence, not as list or bullets. Okay, so let's say the trainee used proper names for the style names, for the styles maybe, and the brackets. Okay, so now this is that. Okay, so let's look at what is bad now. What is bad, for example, is that this guy actually used 4 pixels when he was supposed to use 4px. He used equal sign when he was not supposed to use equal sign. He was supposed to use that. Okay, and then he included table header when he was not supposed to include table header, because we are told in the original style that if you come back here, we're told in the original style that the headers, not table header details, are specified, so that should not be included. So let's go ahead and do that. So the table header was not supposed to be included. 4 pixels, the trainee used 4 pixels, just say 4 pixels instead of 4px. And lastly, the guy, what did he do? Let's see. Yeah, lastly, he used an equal sign. Let's just put this, an equal sign instead of what sign? A full colony. Okay, okay. So I've evaluated that, and this should be perfectly okay. So you can also indicate, we were told that the style sheet was incomplete, so I don't know whether that would be a valid point or not, but you can go ahead if you want and just say the style sheet was incomplete. Okay, the style sheet was incomplete because the guy was supposed to include the other stuff that we included, as you can see above here, and he only included just the table, and he thought that, hey, I'm done. Okay, so the style sheet was incomplete. It missed a lot of other tags that was supposed to be there. Okay, so let's go ahead and where are we? Okay, so in no more than 100 words, I hope that is not more than 100 words. Just highlight that part and you'll see that this is 41 words. Okay, this is how you can count words. Now let's go ahead, step 5. Now this is where now we begin with the actual working of the video. So let me see if how many minutes have we used? 38 minutes. Guys, I'm gonna have to cut this video so that it doesn't take long, and then I'm gonna continue with the style sheet, rather with a web section. Okay, so let's just call this section of the video style sheet, and then an evaluation, and then we can go ahead and create another video where we do that. So I'm sorry that this video has taken long. I just had to explain some few things there, but in the next video we'll pick up from step 5, and then we'll see how far we can go with that. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and do whatever you like. All right, I'll see you in the next video in just a short while.